Back to our podcast, Football Talks. So, in today's episode, we will be talking with Caique Ribeiro, Brazilian player. He's playing Thai League 3 here now in Thailand and has a huge experience here in Thailand. So, first time that he came to Thailand was 2013, so 11 years ago. So, I'm sure he has good stories to share with us. And so this is the episode number 6. So I hope you guys are watching and enjoying our previous episodes.
Okay, hi guys. I just want to say thank you for watching all our previous episodes, and for those that have stuck around and watching and tuned in, liked all our social media posts. And if you're new, make sure you do subscribe and follow us because we've got great exclusive interviews with the top professionals in Asia. Well, not just in Asia, but top professionals in general in football. So I hope you enjoy this one.
All right, so let's introduce him to the audience.
Yeah.
Kaique, so the microphone is yours. I would like you to start like explaining how it was your the beginning of your career in the youth teams until you came to Thailand. You know, like if you can summarize, like you know, you can take as much time as you want. So the microphone is yours. Welcome to the Football Talks, our podcast. Welcome, mate.
So first of all, I want to say thank you for you guys for the invitation, Sam and Yuri. It's a pleasure to be here, and let's gonna talk. It's like in Brazil, everybody knows it's a country of the football. So we have a dream since we was kid. So we start to play in the streets, and then after we start with futsal. I think most of the players have like kind the same way in Brazil. I start with like a scholarship in the futsal, and then starting to growing up and start to be like to make my dream my job. And I get in the academy in my city, and then after that I get in São Paulo for 2 years. I think these 2 years was the 2 years I most learned in the academy. It's one of the best structure in Brazil, like for not only to be a professional player, but to be like a man, like for study, for everything. And actually it's one of the biggest team in the world also. But it was very nice. I learned a lot for these 2 years. And after that, I came to Santos, which I stayed there for 5 years, and I saw there some good players, some very famous players. I played with Neymar in academy and also in the first team. In the first team, I didn't have a chance to play, but I always was there training, and this was good. Like we can learn a lot just to train, just to have like a week or 2 or 3 days. Doesn't matter how many days you are there, you always learn something. So for me, it was a great experience, these both teams.
Right. So just coming back to the beginning of your football, development, you mentioned about the futsal. So for Brazilian, as you said, for Brazilian players, it's very normal and usual for us to start with futsal when you are 5 years old, 6 years old. I would like to ask you how important, like the futsal, the base of the futsal, how important was it in your career as a professional player, like years later?
I think the futsal is very important. Like for the players, we need to think fast. We need to think like in small places in the pitch. Like we have nothing to do in the place. Like sometimes, and the futsal helps a lot to think fast. And futsal, it's a cardio training because you never stop. It's like it's 12 minutes. You can't play 12 minutes. You need to change all the time. So it's good for your physical. It's good to think better in the pitch, in small spaces. And I think the futsal is very important when we was kid and we start to learn by futsal and go step by step. And then after go to the pitch, I think the futsal is very important for everyone. You can see like the training, today's training, what the coach do. small size training. So in the futsal, I think we learn a lot.
Could you maybe touch on like some certain aspects like playing futsal or playing in the streets? What kind of things that do you think young players can learn? Constantly having the ball at their feet, no matter what, that transfers into your professional game. Like, what do you think? Certain skills that you might have developed. Do you think that that helps you a lot in that sense?
Yeah, I think so. I'm sure about that. But in the streets, like more a joke. It's like more to play with
Mm.
friends.
Yeah,
But you are there in the streets playing, but you have a dream to play like at professional. And I think this helps a lot. When we was kid, I think this helps a lot, like a futsal and everything. Like we grow up in the hood or something like this, playing the street. It can make you strong, and then after you go to futsal with your mentality, like different mentality, more strong or something like this. And I think for today, it helps a lot.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I think the beauty of futsal is like that all four players, even the fifth player, the goalkeeper, they all have to attack. That they have to be very helpful in the offense and also in the defense. So I think one of the main things in futsal is this: like everyone needs to know where to go, how to go, what to do when you're attacking, and also when we are defending. So I think this is great.
Yeah, I think
And
we learn how to defend and we learn how to attack. It's good part. Doesn't matter if you are the striker or the defender. You need to learn how to defend.
yes, surely.
Agreed. Agreed. So, um, maybe you could tell us like when did it become like, wow, maybe I can be a professional footballer now. Did At what age did that kind of like click and set into your mind like, oh, actually, this could be a real job and real career for me?
I think when I moved to the futsal to the pitch, I started to play in Santos, like in Portuguesa. Portuguesa is the name of the team. Is one of the team in Santos, and we had like we was like a small team because we can't compare with Santos. So we was the small team, and we did a great season at the time. And in this season, I did well, and I say, okay, so maybe I can have more. Maybe this dream can be my job. So, and I start to think different. Start to change my mentality. Like wasn't more just a joke. So I was my dream, and it's getting big. And some agents start to talk with 15 years old, 14 years old, and we start to change our mentality for to be a professional. I think maybe 15 to 16. I think I changed that. Like it's not
Yeah,
wasn't a joke anymore. Was professional.
that's a good point. Like I think when you're like 14, 15, 16, other kids that might not be like so into football have like influences about I don't know, going out, starting to like go parties and other things in life that be a distraction. How did you maintain such like a strong and focused mentality? Like, okay, football is this now. Even though maybe you had friends that might say, "Hey, Kike, you want to go do this? You want to go party or something?" I don't know. How did you maintain and stay focused?
It's like you say when we was a teenager, we have a lot of invitation for party, for drink, and everything. And it's like what you want to do, but in your age, like 16, 17, is the age you start to knows everything. You start to go out, you start to meet people. So was my dream, wasn't more joke, like was what I want to do professional. But I had a lot of mistakes in my age, like 16, 17, to go out to party and drink. And I didn't regret on that because I learned a lot. But yes, that was difficult, but I did that. I quit everything. I quit the party. I quit to go out or something like this, and I focus on the professional life. Was difficult, but I did.
Yeah. would you give any, if we have like 14, 15, 16-year-olds listening, what would your advice for them be?
I think my advice is like they should quit everything before like a party or drink if they want to be like a real football player, professional. I think this start now because when we was 16, we think like I had 4 years contract in Santos. So I say, no, next year I will be focused, or next month I will be focused. I still have 4 years, but the times fly.
Yeah.
So they should start early. If they really want to be like a high level professional football player, they should quit everything and they should focus on their career.
Still touching about mentality, as you said, you stayed 5 years in Santos. You have played with great players, so maybe the biggest one was Neymar, as you mentioned. Still talking about the mentality, how did you see their mentality? Like these players that really, explode, they become a top player. So how did you see back then? How was their mentality? Like how different was it?
Actually, their mentality was different since they was kid. They knew already they was gonna be like a big football player. They knew already they was gonna be bigger, and their focus was different. Like especially, I can't say about the other people, but I saw Neymar in the academy and the first team. His focus was different. You never saw him in the nightclub. You never saw him drinking. He's always was in his home with family or something. If he do something in his home, it's not our problem. So their mentality was different. It's different. You can see Messi and Ronaldo, the biggest players in the world. You never see them drinking or in the nightclub or something like that. And we should focus on that. We should take this example and try to do that.
So you'd say that Neymar's and other players' mentality back then, they were really focused on football, and that was it. So
Yeah,
is
it's
it
really
something like this?
focused. It's only football. It's his life. It's football.
Yeah, in
Wake up.
Brazil, it's well known that Neymar, I think since he was 11 years old, he had contract already with Nike, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yes, you're right.
And he went to Real Madrid, I think, when he was 13 years old. And as you said, they knew already he would be a great player. So
They
these
knew
stories
already,
are
right?
very well known in Brazil. So yeah,
Yeah.
funny.
It's good how the team, how Santos take care of them at the time. They knew already they was gonna be a star, and it's like they had everything on their hand, but it's depend of them,
Yep.
and they did very well. I think their focus was different mentality. That's why he's the Neymar.
So, do you know when you first started training with the first team, were there any apart from Neymar, like were there any other like older experienced players that you'd look at and be like, wow, what a role model for the younger players, and what kind of effect does it have for young players to have like experienced players in the dressing room?
At this time in Santos, we have a lot of like experience. It was like a mix, experienced players and young players,
Yeah.
and this was good also for Neymar because he was young,
Mm-hmm.
and but the experienced players I saw many in Santos, and actually their mentality and how they talk with the play. Not all of them. Some of them didn't like to talk with the academy players. That's make it's difficult for us also because they was there one time and they should help us. But most of them try to talk. Oh, you should go to this way. This way is better. Don't go to that way. And I didn't. I'm not a person who talks too much or who likes to talk too much. So I didn't have many conversations with them.
Mm-hmm.
But always listen what they talk to me, what advice they gave to me,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
that's it.
Good. So how old are you now?
Now 31.
31. So like you've been playing professional football for many years now. When at the teams that you're playing at currently, is it Patumtani?
Yes,
Is it?
Patuntani.
Like you, that team in particular, I'm sure has a lot of younger players. How do you then set a good example in the changing room or on the training pitch or in matches? How do you do that?
I try to talk with them and in the best way. I don't think like if they made a mistake, I will scream with them in the pitch or in the training. I think this is not gonna help them. Like you say, we have a lot of young players there because it's a university team,
Yeah,
and I try to talk. It's like you have different personality and different players. You know with who you can scream, with who you can talk a little bit more harder.
yeah,
But with these young boys, I try to speak like normal. I try to talk with them after training, like to push them and say, "Oh, you need to do that and that." I like. I try to give advice for them, like between just me and the player. I think it's better. I think they will listen more than I scream in the pitch or something like this. And actually, they are very good. They are like young, but some of them had academy in Buriram. Buriram, I think it's the biggest team in Thailand,
yeah.
in Chonburi. So they are young, but also experienced.
That's good. That's good.
Bringing the topic to Thailand now. So when you were 20, you had the chance to come to Thailand, and I would like you to talk about how this happened back then to 11 years ago. How did it happen for you to arrive here in Thailand? You came for T2 team, right? And how different was it, like your reality in Brazil, and then coming to straight to Thailand? So how was different?
I was in Santos, and my contract with Santos finished around October. Yes, October. And had one player. He's still here now. He's a coach. It's Douglas. He was in Kanchanaburi now.
Oh yeah.
Douglas Cardoso, and he's from Santos as well. He was on holiday there. He was playing here. He was a player, and we was playing like a seven aside, but was with like all of the football players in vacation or something like this. And the game was very good. And he saw me playing there, and he told me, "Caique, I'm gonna bring you to Thailand." And at the time, I was like, "Okay, so it's just one more people talk." So I didn't believe. And after maybe 15 days, he called me. He said, "Kaique," I didn't even have passport though at that time. He said, "Kaique, you have your passport? Can you send me?" I said, "Bro, I don't have." So we make everything with the contacts. We make everything quick, the passport. And after 1 month, one day after my birthday, I did travel to Thailand, and I was like, "Wow, it's everything is different. The culture, the football, everything was like confused in my mind." So my first year wasn't so easy here. It was a little bit difficult because of the language. I didn't speak English. It was quite difficult, but it was good. It was good to know
Yeah.
how they are, how is another country. It's good. It was good.
You said that it was quite difficult to come to Thailand your first, like first month in Thailand. But do you think, with it being difficult, did you gain anything out of that, like mental resilience? Was it your first time living alone? Or what are the benefits you saw like after?
I learned in my first year was quite difficult, but I learned a lot in Thailand. Like you say, move to Brazil to Thailand like direct like this. It's quite big change.
Yeah,
But was good. I learned a lot. I grew up like mentality, like you say. I learned with the Thai people, the culture and everything. I think was difficult. Of course, for me it was difficult, but was a very good time to learn, and because like we can see we don't live in the bubble, so
Yes.
you go to another country and know another people, another culture, totally different from Brazil, is good. So I grow up and learned a lot at this time.
Yeah. And then you had a bit of time playing in Hong Kong.
Yes, I was there. I was in Hong Kong now.
Yeah, yeah. How long ago was that?
I was 6 months there.
Okay, nice. And what were the differences like then again from Thailand to Hong Kong?
It's a lot, especially because of the country. The
Mm-hmm.
country is totally different from here.
Yeah,
Very, very expensive.
yeah,
Very expensive, and the life. I think it's in my opinion. Maybe someone can have different opinion, but in my opinion, the life there it's quite difficult. Also,
yeah.
different than Thailand.
And in terms of the football, like they have one league that have eight teams, is it? It's a very small league.
Yes, it's very small. The Premier League there is very. They have the league, and they have more 3 cups, 3 different cups.
Yeah,
So, but it's very short. It's a little bit confused. Like we had 2 games when I was there. We had like 2 games, 2 cup games, and they stopped 2 months the season. And
oh,
then
wow.
after they come back with a cup, and then after another cup, and after another cup. I was so confused. I didn't know if I was playing the league, the cup, or friend game. Or I had no idea. I was a little bit confused.
Oh, really?
Really.
Oh, wow. Uh, they have they have quite a strong team called Kitchi. I believe you played against them, right?
Yes, yes.
What's the standard like?
Oh, we lost all of the games. I play against them 4 times, 4 or 5 times. They are very strong, but actually they are very strong because they have some players like a foreigner players, which they are there like more than 7 years. So
Yeah.
they have the Hong Kong passport. So the 11 start is like 8 players foreigner.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I think it's 6 of them. It's Brazilian.
Mm-hmm.
They have 2 England guys, and one
Yeah,
from Russia. But
yeah,
they are good team. They are good.
yeah. A good friend of mine, Charlie Scott, plays for
Charles
Kitchi.
Scott,
Yeah, yeah. You know him?
yeah, the tall guy. Yeah, I
Yeah,
play against him. He's good player. He's a very good player.
great player.
He's in national team now, actually, the Hong Kong national team.
Oh, really?
I think so. I think he had some. He went in the national team.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. That's
He's good.
Yes.
He's good.
Touching more about like inside the pitch now, like more in the tactical sense. Um, how different is your game now from what it was when you became a professional player? Because I see some young players that they focus in only one position. You know, for example, okay, you'll be center back forever when you're starting your career, you know, like 16, 17, 18 years old. So how it was for you, in which position you used to play, and how it is now, and how was this? How did you adapt to it?
At the academy, I was a left back. I used to play left back. But in Santos, I did play more than 2 or 3 positions, like a midfield defender or left back or defender also. So there I learned how to defend. But when I come to Asia, I became a left winger. And then after, playmaker or right winger. And then after, I became a striker. So it's, I don't know, it's a little bit like you should to adapt that. You should to know how to play another position. You should to look, I don't know, video or someone playing another position. For me, in my thing, my thoughts was like, I want to be there. I want to be the 11 start. So If the coach needs a left back, I can play. If he needs a playmaker, I can play. If he needs a striker, I can play. So I want to be there. I want to be inside the pitch. For me, it wasn't so easy to adapt, but I did. I tried my best in different positions and look some videos, or I don't know, maybe asking for the people who play in the position. And I try my best to learn different positions. And it was good for me. Actually, it was good for me. It's good for me to play more than 3 positions, so it's okay. In Hong Kong now, I was playing as a midfield defender. I play 4 or 5 games as a midfield defender. And I come to Thailand now, I'm a striker.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, so it's a joker in the pitch. It's good.
Yeah, the most important thing is to be playing, right?
Exactly. Yes, that's what I think. I want to be there. I can't do anything outside the pitch, so doesn't matter which position I'm gonna play. I want to play.
Yeah, that's good. How do you feel about like when certain players have like a 2 or 3 real good attributes on them? For example, like one player might be really good at heading but not so good at 1v1s, and this player might be really good at tackling but not so good at sending long balls, for example. Like, is it important for young players to kind of like play to their strengths, or try and adapt and learn more different positions anyway?
I think that when we are young, we should learn everything. So I'm left foot. My weakness was the right foot. So
Yeah.
I start to train the right foot. I see a lot of players today like they are right foot and then they don't want to shoot with the left foot. I think they should train their weakness. You know, I think they should learn how to do. They can't be scared to try to shoot with the left or to shoot with the right. I think they need to learn since they was kid. They need to learn their weakness. Like they are good in, I don't know, in short pass.
Yeah.
And they are bad in long ball. So they need to train the long ball. Everything's a training. You can't say like, I can't do that. I can't do that. You should train. It should be like a repetition, day by day, training every day. I think for me, was good to learn how to play with the right foot or how to shoot with the right foot.
Yeah.
And the young players should do that.
Do you think that changes as you get older and say like you're a professional player, like 31 years old now? For example, your strength is shooting. Is it more important then to just focus on what gets you results at 31 years old in a professional team rather than a younger player then learning and developing? Or is it still just as important when you're 31?
I think like we should, doesn't matter the age, we should learn. We should to be able to learn how to do everything. Of course, like my strong point is shooting and head, and I'm training this every day. I still training this. I'm not stopped to training that. Like you say, it's getting result for me.
Yeah.
But I'm also training my weakness, like my right foot. I'm training every day. I try to shoot more with the right foot than I shoot with the left foot in the training. I try to use more my right foot than my left foot, so I can learn how to do that. But of course, we get result for me. I'm always try to make like stronger every day, like shooting and heading and I don't know, long ball, because sometimes I play like as a playmaker and try to be better my pass, my short pass, or I don't know, the control of the ball, how to protect the ball. I try to train everything.
Perfect.
Yes. So you are 31 years old, and I don't want to retire you, nah? Just asking like about your future plans as a player So I believe you take care of yourself, and you still have a few more years to play, to enjoy. And I would like to ask you your future plans as a player, and then after that, if you have thought about something else, like when you retire from football, because I see many players that have no plans. They just play, 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 and then when the time arrives, there is no plan. So, do you think about it already, or is too soon, too early?
Yeah, I'm one of them. Didn't think about my future, but I'm start to talk. I'm start to think now about my future. But to be honest, I don't know yet. I don't know. I think I get stuck on the football and all of my life doing that. So on now, I don't have the answer. Maybe in 6 months or 7 months, I'm trying to
And
plan what I'm gonna
and
do.
as a player, what are your plans?
I wish I can play until 40. I wish.
Right.
I'm taking care of myself, like you say, and I wish I can. I didn't have any injury in all of my career. That's very important. That's good for me, and I wish
Let's
to not
be
have anything.
Yeah. Let's go deeper in this. As you take care of yourself, your body, your physique, your trainings. Let's go a little bit deeper. Like maybe you can share with us like some routine that you do. Because maybe this can help young players that are starting to think about being professional, or they are in the beginning of their career. How is it like because we hear like, okay, the player is taking care of himself, but how do you do? Can you share something like this?
Yeah, of course. My routine normally, I like to wake up in the morning. I go to the gym, and I'm always trying to recover well. Also, like arrive from the training, I go to the sauna, I go to the pool, and try to make my body relax and 100% to be ready for the game or for the training or something like this. It's like the gym is not for aesthetic or something. It's like more to prevent the injuries. That's why I like to wake up. I like to make my breakfast, go to the gym, take a lunch, go to the training bag. I go to the sauna. I go to the pool, and that's my routine. Like almost every day. For example, yesterday we had a game. We played away and we won 3-0. And today's morning I wake up. I did gym. I was tired. Honestly, I was tired because of the game. But I did gym to prevent, like I say, to prevent like any kind of injury, because Sunday we have game again. And I did just finish it now, the pool and sauna also for recovery, to finish the recovery. And tomorrow again, and I tried, sometimes I don't want to, but I need to. So I try to get myself motivated to do that every day. You create your routine. Sometimes the routine make you tired, but we should have this.
Do you think so? Routine is important to maintain a good football career.
I think yes, I think so. I think it's very important. You wake up and you know what you're gonna do in the day. You have your plan for the day.
Yeah, that's good. Um, 1 second, just thinking of a question.
I have one. So talking about your life outside football. So I like to ask these questions to the guests. Like, do you have any hobby that is not related to football? So maybe I don't know, play video games. You love coffee. It's just some personal question that if you want to share with us.
I like Netflix. I like to be in home. I like to be chill. I my mentality changed when I was young. So today I like more to be in home, chill, and or go to some touristy point. In Bangkok, we have a lot. I like this. I like this kind of. Today I like more chill things than before.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Do you-
interesting because it comes together with what you just said about taking care of yourself. like these kind of activities of hobbies also help you in maintaining your routine. Yeah, so it's interesting.
Yeah, that is good. I like to be in home. I like to stay here. I like to arrive in home and chill. That's good
Yeah.
for me. It's like have my like I say have my routine. Like I will come back home. I will have like a good sleep. I will have a good food.
Yeah.
You know
Do you
that helps a lot.
do you live in Rangsit, like Patumtani?
No, no.
So you live in the city, do you?
Yes, I'm leaving the city. I'm leaving Witayu Road.
Oh, okay. So I noticed also you played at various clubs in Bangkok, and then you've also played at other clubs outside Bangkok, like Pattaya. Is there a preference for you as a person and as a football player? Because you have one side you have the city, the hustle and bustle, and then on the other side you have the beach that's maybe like a little bit more relaxed, and you have the opportunity to go sit and relax more there. Do you think there's a difference in correlation between your football career as well?
I don't think so because I'm also playing Sukhothai and Sukhothai have nothing. Like the
Yeah.
city, it's have nothing there. So for me, doesn't matter where I am. Like I just want to focus on football. You know,
Mm.
it's, live in Pattaya. Pattaya was very good. It's a very nice city to live.
Mhm.
Quite dangerous also,
Yeah, yeah,
but it's very nice to live. Very very nice. And Bangkok also, I like to live here.
yeah.
But I lived in Kabin Buri, for example. It's one of the team I play before the COVID, and also have nothing there. Saraburi don't have much to do. It's big city, but don't have much to do there. So for me, it doesn't matter where I live. Of course, it helps. Like living in Bangkok, I can arrive in home, like have, like I say, have a good sleep, good food, or something like. It helps a lot. Or you have something to do, like you have options. You know you can do something different than you live in small city. You know, so
Yes.
I think it's better, but it's not the help. It's depend of you.
Yeah, I suppose so, because like in Bangkok, maybe other players maybe feel more relaxed because they have other things to do. They have a lot of activities to do. Whereas, you go to somewhere like Sukhothai, it's football. You train, play, sleep, train, play, sleep, train, play, sleep for a long period of time. So maybe like that would play on their mentality a little bit, or I don't know. So that's why I wanted to ask you that.
Yeah, it's depend of like the lifestyle. Like
Yeah,
the player, it's like it's personal. You know, if you want to focus on your career in your football, I think it's not bad. Training and back home, wake up, training and back home. I think this is also good.
hmm,
But depend of the player, depend of the lifestyle, depend what you want for your life also.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I think we have different mentality and different thoughts. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, to be a professional footballer, like any sort of level requires a lot of sacrifice in life. If you want to be good or exceptional in anything, you have to sacrifice so much in your life. Any point in your life did you think maybe it's not worth it, or did you always think, no, this is it? I must sacrifice this. Like for example, social. I must go forwards. Or did you ever think, oh, is it worth it?
I had quite difficult time
Hmm.
in Brazil. I like didn't have any offers for 1 year and a half. So I get stuck for 1 year and a half, no play. I started to work with my dad in Brazil in the mechanic,
Hmm.
and in that point I thought, no, wait, I'm doing something wrong, or I need one more opportunity to prove that I can.
Hmm.
But to be honest, at this point, I thought my career was finished already. I say no. Everyone said also like he's not play more. He's not play more. So I quit like a nightclub or party or any
Hmm.
kind of thing that push me down.
Yeah.
And then after that, the things start to come again. And I had one more opportunity here in Thailand. And I try to keep doing that, like quit nightlife or something like this. And it helps a lot.
Yeah. So maybe it was like important for you to experience life outside of football to then think, no, this life is not for me, and then push you back into football. You know.
Yes, this teaches me a lot. It doesn't match like nightlife with football career. It's not for us.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm feeling very better now than before.
That's great. Yeah, so good to hear.
Yeah.
We
If I had this
are
mentality before, I think I could be in another place. I could be in the better place.
right.
But that's life.
We are coming towards the end of the episode. So I would like to ask you one question that I ask every guest as well. Uh, in the perfect world, how would your team play? Like, doesn't matter if you would be a player or a coach, let's say. How do you see football? How would your team play? You know what I mean? So, do you have any thoughts on that?
Like I didn't understand.
Like, for example, in the perfect world, like if you had a team as a coach, you know, how would your team play? How is your point of view of football? So how do you think about a team playing football? So how would be that?
How I think that it's very difficult question because I never thought as a coach. So it
Maybe
will
as a
be
player,
as a player.
let's say you are the midfielder, and how in the perfect world, how would your team play with you in the pitch?
I think they
Like
should play for
maybe
me. They should run for me.
maybe let me give you some examples. Maybe like don't know, your team is more direct, like more long balls and stuff, or your team would keep the ball, like
No,
or
it's more possession.
don't know.
Possession ball. Yes, I
So
like I like to possession.
how do you see football in this sense?
I like this kind of football, like a short pass or possession, but possession, not only possession ball, and be aggressive also in the pitch. Because you see a lot of teams like today they have 90% of possession and they lose the game. So the result, they lose the game. I like this kind of play, but I like aggressive also, like attacking, and I like how they play here with the wingers also, the fast wingers. But I'm not a big fan of long ball or something like this. I don't think it's smart play.
Coach Sam, any more question?
No, I think we covered quite a lot of it. It's really interesting to hear your stories, man.
Thank you.
Yes. So to finalize, Kaique, if you want to share a few words, to young players, maybe kids that are seeking for being a professional player. So, what would you share with them? Like some advices, some tips in order to help them. So, what would you say?
I think if they really want to be a football player, I mean high level football player, not thinking only in Thailand, I mean all of the world, I think they should start to focus on their career. And football is like, it's crazy. Football, the times fly, and we don't feel that. We always know we will have like a new opportunity, and sometimes we don't give the value for the opportunity you had now. So I think they should focus day by day what they do in the training, what they do in the game. They should be 100%. They should be 100% every day. Doesn't matter if they wake up tired or with some pain or muscle sore or something like this. I think that's normal. Nobody plays like 100% today. All of the players is tired or something like this, but they should be motivated. And if they really want that, they should quit all of the things push them down. Can be friends, can be anything like that, and they should focus on their self.
Great, great. All right, so that's it for us today. So it was another great episode with another friend of mine, Caique Ribeiro. We know each other for a long time, so it's very good to play with you as well. It's always a pleasure. And as Coach Sam said, we covered a lot of topics here. I hope it's gonna be helpful for especially like young players that are seeking to be professional players. So if you like the episode, make sure you like the video, you share with your teammates, and also subscribe to our channel, Football Talks. We always try to bring footballers, coaches, people related to football to talk about the game, to talk about how it is in the beginning, how it is, how is the journey. So thank you so much, Kaique, again to come to us and share your stories. So thank you so much. Coach Sam, anything to add on it?
Yeah, just for you guys that are watching out there, I hope you enjoyed it. If there are any topics that you want to bring up, please comment or send us a DM on Instagram, comment on our stuff in Instagram as well. Send us a message somehow. We'll start asking topics that you want to listen to, and maybe you're experiencing something quite unique and something different that you want us to be able to talk about as well with experienced professional footballers or professional coaches. We'll cover that for you. So make sure you comment below. And thank you again, Kaique.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach Sam. Thank you for the invite. And it was a pleasure to be here. It was a pleasure to talk with you. Coach Yuri, thank you so much. I'm waiting. You invite me to play in your team in the second side.
I'm just waiting for the league to finish. You are welcome always.
Okay, thank you so much. It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure, like now in the podcast, but as a friend, it's always a pleasure to be with you. And thank you so much. And have a good night, guys.
Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace, guys.
Yes. All right.